grind.
Yep. How was your pump sesh?
Oh, it was solid. Did some legs. Yeah, legs.
There
I've
you
been
go.
doing some deadlifts, which I didn't really do ever, and then I was like, you know what? I'll do some, but I'm not gonna do like anything crazy. You know what I mean? Because the
You
biggest goal
say
is don't get hurt.
you say that till you start pulling weight, and then you're like, I'm feeling good today. I'm gonna throw some weight on this bar and see what we can go.
No, I think. Well, I think for deadlift, the most times I'm gonna do for a while is just like 3 sets of five, just 315. Just three
Yeah,
plays, nothing crazy. You know what I mean?
what keeps me from doing like too much weight? I mean, I don't do a lot of weight anyways, but so I don't get hurt is like my grip strength. Like I just
Oh,
can't. Like I just if I go to pull too much weight, it's like I feel like my legs can do it, but I just like it slips. So if I don't have wrist straps on, then
yeah, dude, I felt
then
that
we're all right.
today. My last set, my hands just like hurt, and then I couldn't like grab it enough. My left one did, and I was like, "Fuck, I need
Yeah.
like a strap or something."
Yep. Yeah, get those clean straps in, dude.
Yeah, cleans, Olympic lifts, no fucking way. I'm
Dude,
done with
I don't
them.
know. I have I don't know why people who aren't training for like sport or any why would you do snatch?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
why? Like
yeah.
that it's like the most dangerous lift you can do, and you get people that have they've they've never done sports or anything athletic in their life, and they're like, I can do this, and they throw it up, and once you get here, like you're in a pretty tough spot.
Yeah, yeah. Just throw the weight above my head.
I think,
Yeah.
and what traumatized me, I saw a guy doing that, and he dropped the bar like down on the back of his head and
Oh,
broke his neck and was paralyzed.
jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's never that serious. Never that
Oh,
serious.
fucking a. Yeah, like I don't put any weight on my back. Like I do squats. If I do squats, I do like the incline like press thing. And
Mm,
the most I'll put on is like 245, and that's it.
yeah, like there's no. I like lifting heavy. Like I just, but there's absolutely no reason for it
But yeah, exactly.
other than to say like, yeah, I'm stronger.
Yeah,
That's it.
like the most I do is I pretty much will always do sets of 10 or sets of five. So
Yeah.
I never really push it that hard to where it's like, oh, let's max out on bench. Like I don't bench press. There, if I do, I'll do just a 135. Just reset the 10, boom, done. But
But
yeah.
it would be cool though to be like 50 and still be way stronger than Marshall. You know,
Oh, mm-hmm.
like that would be fun. Like
Yeah, yeah. That's where I'm
hopefully
trying to
it's
go.
because I'm strong and it's not he's just a pussy.
Right. Yeah, true. That's a good point. Yep. Yeah,
Which
that's just,
whatever.
yep. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay like strong and stuff forever, and it's cool seeing people who are 50, 60, 70 still like fit and working out and stuff. So
Hmm.
it's like okay, they can do it if they just maintain. Obviously, it's not going to be the same, but you can still be healthy and strong, especially for your age.
Oh yeah. Well, look at RFK. Like
Mm.
he's old, and that dude will go to Muscle Beach in jeans and rep out incline bench or do whatever. Like he's in really good shape for an older dude.
Yeah, true. Oh, you know who else is in great shape? Is Mick Jagger.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he still got to like, cause he works out every day,
Dude, some of
and
those old rock stars are like they just did a complete 180 on their lifestyle. And like they're in really good shape. Really good
But yeah,
shape.
yeah, and it's wild. Even when they were doing so much of dancing and stuff, and just
Hmm.
jumping around. Like Anthony Kiedis is also like in good shape,
Yeah,
and yeah, then he's the one who's really like into like more healthy stuff and biking and things.
sure.
But you see it if people just keep exercising and keep working out, you can maintain. But
Have you seen the picture of, it's like a comparison picture of, I think it's like through the thigh of, I can't remember what the ages were. It's like they're in their 70s or close to 80. And one of them is, has done like triathlons throughout their entire life, like has always trained. And the other
mm-hmm.
person was like an average 75-year-old or whatever. It was like, okay, there's a big muscle like density difference for sure, which makes sense. But like the bone density, like the other one was like super small, like their bones, and then the
Yeah.
other one was like twice the size. And it's like no wonder old people that don't do anything like break their bones so easy.
Yeah, then I heard that's like the biggest thing for not like anti-aging, but out of all the like exercises is lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
100%.
because yeah, it's just gonna keep your bones stronger, and if you don't, you'll just goop away or
Yeah.
frail away.
Yeah. You know what's like a healthy snack? I just did this. So it's like a healthy snack, but I eat way too many of them and they're just not healthy at all. Like dried fruits. Do you
Oh,
do you get into dried fruits? Like I just had some
I was
dried
on dried
strawberries.
mangoes for a while.
Dried mangoes are great. We just got these dried strawberries.
Mm.
I was just like out here scrolling on my phone, like waiting, and I was just wolfing them down, dude. And I'm like, all right, I probably just had 200 grams of sugar.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, like that's not good. They're just candies at this point. Yeah, gotta be careful with those dried fruits.
Oh yeah. They'll sneak up.
Yeah,
But I mean, if you're going to get your sugar, that's the best way to do it. I bet
it's true. It's true.
compared to like your creamer, then coffee, then all that shit.
You know, I like working out in the morning, but today I left work at like 3:15, 3:30,
Mhm.
and then I made some phone calls on my way home. Went and worked out at like 4. It was nice, like end of the day, like
Oh yeah.
transition between like work to family, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of liked it. It was nice. It was nice. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's too hard to keep that routine.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. Like yeah.
Shit
That
comes
sucks
up.
sometimes. Where it's like, oh man, this is nice, but I don't know if I'd be able to work this.
Yeah. 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 So that was just, it's easy in the morning, but it's hard to get up.
Yeah. I got up early the other weekend just to get up and work out, just to try it. I don't think I really have a preference. It's nice about working out at night is you can like hydrate and like pre have your pre workout like meal or whatever. But it sucks if like you want to have like a beer or it's like the weekend and like you don't eat great or like you don't eat enough
Yeah.
and then you get there and like man I'm just not feeling.
Yeah. I always thought like you couldn't have beers and then go work out. And then once I stopped, because it would always be like once you have one beer, you have like multiple.
Hmm.
I don't do that a lot anymore. So like I'll just have a beer and it's not a thing. And like I'll go
Hmm.
work out an hour later. And I didn't even really remember that I had a beer before.
Yep. Yeah.
Which
That's
has been
fair.
kind of nice. It's like more freeing. It's like I can have a beer whenever I want to. And then I'll
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go work out later. Who cares?
Yeah. yeah. I find out with that if I have like two beers, if I go pick up Leon at 6, have two beers at my parents' house, and then I get to the gym at 8:30, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I
yeah, you're
don't
good.
even notice. 'Cause, like I drink some water, obviously, and then it's like, oh, I had beers, and then I'll be doing my warm up. Like, oh, I feel fine.
Yeah, it's like I'm not training to be a professional athlete,
Yeah.
so I lose 5% off my fastball. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't need to be on this Tom Brady type
No, no.
strength.
Yeah.
I
All right,
I
good.
have been thinking about it. What were you gonna say? Because I'm about to transition into something else.
No, you're good. I was gonna ask about what we're transitioning to, so this is
Oh
perfect.
no, just with the not how having the Tom Brady like diet, but I think I need to start scheduling my weeknights even tighter. Like maybe even down to like a half hour every half hour type thing, or just
Yeah.
have more set events on days, just to stay more consistent with chores and side hustles and just with everything.
Are you trying to be like more consistent about going to bed, use of time, or just like more consistency from like a day to day basis?
I more consistency with a day to day, because sometimes I'll have like a to do list. It's like just kind of vague. It's like things to
Mm-hmm.
do this week, but I want to start picking maybe 3 things I get done every day, and then I'll have like two big days. Like one night I work on just editing podcasts for the night. Like that's the event type thing. And then the other night uh I'll get something clean or like just work on like my budget or something else. So then I have one night where I just chill or something. So I'm not
Yeah.
always like just doing a little bit, then just always just kind of in this muck of kind of doing stuff, but always doing stuff. But I feel like it's not just it never ends. It's just like one continual thing where I want to break it up more into days and
Sure. No, I
tasks.
totally get it. I totally get it. Do you work better on like, all right, I've got, let's talk social media, right? Okay, I need to break out, I need to edit the video, I need to break out these clips or whatever. Do you do better on like blocking out 3 hours of time to do it and then focus on something else the next day? Or is it like, all right, if I could do 4 days this week at 30 minutes a piece, is like, is that
Mhm.
more how you operate or big blocks of time on one task?
I I think breaking it up is more realistic, but I also do want to have like one day where it's more of like a lot longer thing.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think so for me, like every Monday morning at 8:30 we have our staff meeting where we go over like, hey, here's everything we got to get done this week. And then we kind of break it up by days. And then Monday for me, unless there's like fires that come up or we're behind schedule and we just need to get stuff going, Monday is like my big work on business day. So if I have meetings, I'll do them in the afternoon, but I'm working like today, all I did, we got a new project in accounting software. And so I'm getting like old data from the other one and putting in this thing so they can import it in the new one. And like that's all I did today. I didn't work on any like engineering projects or proposals or anything like that. It was just working on the business because Monday is always kind of scrambled anyways,
Hmm.
and it's nice to like get some of that background stuff done. Tuesday is always a good day for me to have like a long day. You know, I always end up having more energy on Tuesday than Monday. And so
Okay,
it's like a
yep.
longer like work day, right? So I break it out in what days kind of make sense for me, but then also like Thursdays, I try not to schedule a lot of site visits because we're trying to wrap projects up for the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll do my site visits more on like Monday and maybe Tuesday afternoon. So kind of prioritizing what, like taking the top priorities, breaking it off then in those, and then trying to hold myself to that schedule, um, which has worked out pretty good. I think I started paying more attention to it in the last like 2 months. Because
Okay.
before I was kind of like you, it's like I got all this shit to do. Like if I'm feeling it today, great. If not, like I'll try to do more tomorrow, and then you don't get to it tomorrow, and it's like so having more of it, and I block it out actually on my calendar so I see it.
Okay, yeah. And then, so like that. One change I'm making is, so I go to the gym Monday nights, and then I have Tuesday after work. I go sometimes too,
Yeah,
or I have been like the last like couple months. But I'm gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna come home and just edit some podcasts, do some social media stuff, and just use that time to do that instead.
yeah. You know what I've found is like when you're paying attention, like you are, to trying to block out more of your like 30-minute time slots, you
Yeah.
start to realize how much time you kind of waste,
Oh.
but then also how fast everything goes, you know? Like
Yeah.
30 minutes isn't that long if you're blocking out 30 minutes of time.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And because I've done better at like blocking out my work time, but like you, dude, I'm like, you got family time, working out, and just getting your personal life shit together, cleaning the house, keeping up on laundry, paying bills, like all this other shit. It's like I don't have that much fucking time in the day. It doesn't feel like it.
Hmm.
And I paid attention to it step one, so you're on the right track there.
Yeah. And one thing is, or it's just to that balance again. Again, it's like I was thinking, well, health, wealth, love, happiness. I feel like the gym I'm excelling, but like I think maybe chill on the gym, just make 5% tweaks, not nothing crazy, and just
Hmm.
go 5% less on gym, and 5% more on side hustle that's in podcast stuff, and just get more of a balance going.
That's a that's a good point because you know when we were growing up playing sports, like most of your practices and workouts, it's like you can't do a workout in 30 minutes. Like it's got to be an
Yeah.
hour, you know? And I still kind of have that same mindset of where I need like an hour to work out. When really, like, I should just work out every day for 30 minutes would be better than 1 hour every 3 to 10 days, whenever I can fit it in, you know? And
No,
just
yeah.
make it less of a thing. Like, just go to the gym, get a quick workout. If you have 20 minutes, you have 20 minutes. Just get it done.
Yeah, so for me, I'm more of the I'm just gonna go like take out my Tuesday time and then just go Monday, Thursday, and maybe once over the weekend.
Hmm.
Cause where I'm at now, I'm just like I'm good. Like this is a good spot.
Yeah.
So do the other thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just,
Yeah. You know who's really into like the time blocking is Rob Deerdeck. Have you ever listened to
oh
any of his stuff?
yeah, it should.
Yeah, dude, he's all into that. Like to the minute on everything. He's tracked it for like years. It's insane.
That's nuts.
It's
But it's
impressive.
one of those things where it's like, yeah, that makes sense because he's Rob Deerdeck. He does so much stuff. So it's not like he has to, but it's like that's what it takes to get to that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Then you
and
feel like The Rock was his time, and Kevin Hart, like they're all up early, just grinding.
yeah, excuse.
So it's like, well, I'm not trying to get to where Rob Deerdeck is. Well, not saying I'm not, but like you know what I mean. So maybe
Hmm.
if I go do 20% of what he does, I'll get results that work for me.
So I think when you look at like what those guys do, like you can't compare the number of hours, right? So while they're like the Rock's working out at 12:30 at night and getting up at 5, like that might work for him, right? But the theory behind it for all those guys is maximizing what works for them, right? To your point, some people can function on 6 hours of sleep. Other people can function like they need 8 or 9, right?
Mm-hmm,
So if you run yourself at 6 when you need 9, you're not really performing your best most days,
mm-hmm,
and that's where I start to kind of get that way where I can feel like I start to feel sick, but I'm not like sick. And then if I keep pushing, then I will get sick. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Where like you can kind of tell something's coming on for a couple days, and if you chill out, you're good. But if you push it, or like what happens to me sometimes is I'll be stressed out. I'm not sleeping, or I'm sleeping inconsistently, working a lot, and then on the weekend, I kind of let loose a little bit, and I can feel like I'm tired. I'm not like maybe I
uh,
wake up with kind of a scratchy throat, but nothing too bad. And then I drink too much on like a weeknight, and I wake up super sick the next day. It's like, yep, you just pushed yourself over to the edge with the alcohol.
dude, yeah, and the whole sleep thing is so strange. So I've always just had a weird relationship with sleep. I've never slept a ton, but like tonight it's Monday, so I'll probably do laundry. I'll probably go to bed like between 1:45 and 2:30. Get up at 6:45, and I'll just feel fine. And
Mm-hmm.
and I can do that for like 3 nights in a row. And then the fourth night, I'll mostly get tired around like 9:30, 10. But I never really feel bad. But I know that just sleep is good for you. So that's a
Yeah.
very tough thing. So I buy the melatonin gummies, and some
Mm-hmm.
nights at like 9, I'll just pop two. So then around 10:30, I'm like, man, I'm ready for bed. And those things
Yeah.
work too. Like those things
They
just get out.
they do, and it's good that you're not using them like all the time because like
Hmm.
I think you can get like kind of addicted to them and build up a tolerance or something. I don't know. I've heard studies on that, but
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I just do it
that's
sometimes and just.
that's good because I'm with you. Like I wake up feeling more refreshed if I go to bed at like 11 or 12 and wake up at 5:30 on the couch versus like going to bed at 9:30 or 10 and waking up at 6:30 in the bed. Like I don't know why. Like I don't have an answer for it, and I can do that for a couple of days. My problem is I just like push through it and don't do that like early bed, get a bunch of sleep.
Well, fair, yeah. So then on the weekends, I mostly just don't set an alarm,
Hmm.
and sometimes Leon will sleep in. So then it's like, sweet, we'll get up at the same time, or it just depends. Like last weekend, I got up at 6 to watch United, so
Yep.
it just yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. I need to do more of that, like setting more of a routine. I
Mm.
I I get so bored with routines though. It's like the
Is
people
there?
that go like they do the same thing every day. I'm like, I need like I function better and I know I need a routine, but I can't do it.
Like how like the whole thing, or could like you add something into the routine,
Yeah,
or is it
definitely. Like
just like,
it doesn't need much, but like I don't know, I just feel like I get bored.
that's is it are things in the routine fun, if that makes sense, or does it just or the bigger picture than that?
Yeah, I mean like I enjoy parts of it, but like let's say I don't know, like if you wake up and go to the gym every morning, like I know that would be better for me and I should do that. And I feel better every day when I do that. And I'm just like it's not even necessarily like getting up's the hard part. It's just I don't know. I went to the gym for 2 weeks every morning for you know, I don't want to go to the gym this morning.
Yeah, or
And, and then I'm like, well, stop being a bitch and just go to the gym.
or I
But
mean, but I feel like I would want to go to the gym every morning. Like, or maybe just don't go to the gym every morning, or like go on a walk and listen to like a new album or something,
yeah, and that's
or
what I need to
like
do.
something like that maybe, or
That's that's a good point. I feel like I kind of do that a little bit where I don't put this pressure like maybe it's go to the gym. I've been bad at it recently, but when I was going regularly, I would get bored and it's like just go to the gym and even if you did arms the day before, like you could still go do arms if that gets you to work out in the gym.
mm,
Like you don't have to have like Monday's chest day and I do this workout routine and two, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's a good, I like that because like sometimes just getting up at the same time, like going for a walk, right, or listening to a podcast or new
Hmm.
album or whatever, that's a good point. Just kind of keep the routine but mix up the activity a little bit.
Yeah, that works for me. Like 3 weeks ago when we were going to do the tinfoil talks too. I listened to Eminem's new album at the gym for like 4 gym sessions. So like
Yeah,
a week and a half, and it just was a nice change of pace.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that.
And then when with the NFL starting, it's not nice to hop on the treadmill, especially if
Yeah,
it's not like your main team. So if like the Packers aren't playing, it's like, all right, cool, let's go. Just watch and watch walk and watch football
yeah,
for a little bit.
yeah. That's true. You know what I find too is I miss out on me time. And so when I
Mm.
should be going to bed, that becomes like me time. And then I stay up too late.
Oh,
And I do it even more when
story of
I'm
my
stressed. You
life.
know, it's I went to the gym, which some people are like, that's me time. And it's like for me, it's not like I don't mind going to the gym, but like that's not
Yeah.
me time, I guess, you know, like I'm still
Yeah.
working. Um, and then you go to work, right? And you're just working. Then you come home and it's kids and family, which are all great things, but then
Yeah.
it's 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I should go to bed, but I haven't spent any time. So maybe I'm reading, maybe I'm watching like a Netflix show or like something, and then I just
Hmm.
stay up too late. And
Yeah.
then I'm
Yeah.
tired the
Yeah.
next day, and I'm like, why the fuck did I stay up so late? Now I'm not focused. Now I'm not 100% at work, and I need to be. And it's that compounding effect that I struggle with.
What would you say that's one of like the most stress or things you stress about most? It's just like trying or like the balance of when I enjoy myself and make time for me, it kind of negatively affects the day to day and like my work life things.
Yeah,
Or,
I would say that's
or
a. It's maybe not. what I stress about a lot, but I think it is top of mind. It's something I think about regularly. Like
Mm,
weighing the pros and cons of it. Like, do I really need to stay up late to do this? Or, and like, it will negatively impact me tomorrow.
mm-hmm.
Or do I do it and like, is that needed? And even if I'm not functioning at 100% tomorrow, like, I'm still like having that healthy balance, right?
Yep.
Um, I think for me, I struggle, I struggle more with one, the guilt of like trying to build a business. So like when I'm not, like if I have to work on the weekends to catch up on things and I miss out on kids' activities, and it's like I'm still there most of the time. And when I'm home, I'm present with them. So it's not like I'm home, but I'm not really here. You know, I'm
Yeah.
just like working more. And so I struggle a little bit with that. But the root cause of all of that is like things are going well and I don't do a good job of saying no, like on business stuff, right? So new
Oh
work
yeah.
comes in and I'm like, yeah, let's do it because this could all go away tomorrow,
Oh yep. Yeah.
you know? And it's like I've got employees now that I am responsible for and my own family we're responsible for. And I have to keep making sure work's coming in all the time because if it stops, like, we're done,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And so you have this pressure of you need to bring work in and you have to kind of sell yourself and then you have to follow through on that. And if you overbook yourself because you get out 10 proposals for different jobs, you could
Mm-hmm.
get all 10 or you could get none, right? So you're not really able to put these proposals out in a way where it's like a perfect stagger. So you'll go through periods where you're not as busy and you have to that creates stress. But then you also go through periods of time where you have too much work coming in and then you have that stress. So it's
Yep.
like this yo-yo of both sides and trying to control the stress from that, trying to service the clients as best you can, do a good job, learn, develop, do all this um, becomes a challenge. And I don't want to lose the momentum. Like if things are going well, I'm like, man, if I start saying no to projects, like now I'm putting out in the universe that I'm too busy and I don't want those projects.
Oh yeah.
So then do I just the leads start drying up, you know? But
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
also if you take on too much work and you can't service it, then you're also ruining the reputation you've been building, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%.
So I'd say that's kind of where more of my stress goes, which means that yeah, during the day I don't really have 30 to 45 minutes to just kind of like chill, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And I probably do, but I put the pressure on myself like I don't, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so then at night when everything shuts down and is
Mm-hmm.
quiet, it's really the only time I can kind of decompress. So it's either go to bed or just kind of enjoy the decompression, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a lot of years since I've not been able to sleep because I've been so stressed from work itself. Like once I went out on my own, that stuff all kind of went away. Um, maybe I don't really know why,
Wait.
but
Wait.
like
So it's been years. So you're able to sleep, or you're having trouble sleeping.
I only have trouble sleeping out of because of my own like just wanting to stay up and hang out. It used to be like I'd fall asleep. So this was when I was at the other job. So I would fall asleep because I was stressed, but then I would wake up at like 1 in the morning and just instantly like your first thought is all the work you have to do, which is
Oh
not a good spot to be in.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And and then you're up for hours, and then you fall back asleep at 4, and you got to get up at 5:30.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that, maybe a day here or there, but once I get to sleep, like I wake up and like I'm fine. I'm ready to go to work. So I'm not overly stressed where it's debilitating, you know. But it's just
Mhm.
the constant stress. I mean, it's hard um, to balance all of that and try to keep things flowing at an even keel, trying to grow, um, trying to hire and all of that, finding the right people. When do you hire? Do you hire too soon? Are you not hiring soon enough? You know, I
Yeah.
think that's kind of what the last couple months has been. And these are awesome problems to have. So I do keep reminding myself that, like, these are good problems, you know?
Yeah.
So I'd rather have it this way than I'm out hunting for work, cold calling, and all that shit every day. Like, I don't have to do that right now, which has been great.
Mm. Have Have you thought about creating a like a very detailed like plan B or pivot? Like, let's say for whatever reason you need to get a new job or something, or do you have like some sort of plan or outline of what that would be? And an example with that is like I always have my resume just updated, so it's ready to go, and then I have a list of 3 companies that I could work for, and then I do have an Uber Eats, or not that I could work for, but they're often hiring. And then I do have an Uber Eats account set it up, but I've never used it. But I know at any time I can go out and drive and do Uber Eats or hit up these 3 places, which they seem like they always need work. And my plan is obviously never to do that, but it's something there. It's like a fail safe, I guess.
Um, I'd be lying if I said I don't ever think about it. One, because it's fucking stressful a lot of days, and I'm like, what I would give to just have someone put a job on my plate, and all I have to do is just like drafting and engineering. Like, if that's all I had to, so all these people that complain about that shit, like, you don't even know. I also did this to myself, and I love it. Like, I wouldn't trade it at all at this
Okay.
point in time. Um, like, I feel like I'm built for the stress of it.
Hmm.
So, but I would be lying to say, like, yeah, I've never thought about it, but I don't spend hardly any time thinking about it. Like, all of my energy and effort goes towards, like, how can I make that not happen?
Okay. Or yeah,
You
third.
know
I
what I
guess like
mean?
not. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, 100%. As after I said it, I was thinking, well, I feel like that's not a good mindset to be in. But if you were like, well, if this failed, I do this and that. Like, not like you think about it, but in like the back of your mind, you'd be like, well,
Sure.
I can do this.
There's kind of two options. One, I know I will always be able to make enough money doing structural engineering to make a living for myself and my family.
Oh yeah.
Whether I'll be able to support like other engineers and like build a business, that's the route we're going. I think we'll be successful. But let's say something happens and we can't, like I can always go back to that. I can always go back to working for another engineering firm and I'll do really well there. And I've learned a lot about sales and I've gotten a lot better at sales.
Okay.
So like I always said if this didn't work out, like I would just try to find like the highest potential revenue like sales job and just make as much money as I could for the next 2 to 3 years and then see what happens.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like you have the same, not backup plan, or you have the same security plan in your head too. Yours is just a different thing. When you're like,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I can support my family doing structural engineering. Maybe if it's at a different firm, or I could do sales.
Right.
Just knowing that, it's like, boom, I'm good.
I think it's irresponsible if you have other people relying on you to not have like some sort of thought process of like an
Hmm.
exit strategy. You know, like
Yeah.
you hear all these entrepreneurs online like burn the boats. Like there's that story, right, where
Oh,
they basically burn the boats because we're not coming back. We're either winning or we're dying. And it's like I you do have to approach most days like that. Like you said, if you're like, well, yeah, we're kind of doing this, and if it doesn't work out, like, I've got this, this, and this lined up. If you're spending your energy on other options that you have lined up, like this is not for you.
hmm.
But you do have to have kind of in your head, it's like, all right, it's just a business plan for your own life. This
Yeah.
is what we're doing. And surface level, if this doesn't work out, like, I'll figure something out, right? It could be this, this, or this, right? Like, most entrepreneurs and even people that work day jobs have ideas, business ideas, thoughts, like other things. Like, most people are creative. The difference between entrepreneurs is like they make it happen,
Hmm.
or they're not afraid to fail trying,
Yeah.
and there's tons of people that work 9 to 5s like, man, if I had this, I would start this business or do this. And it's like, but they never even look into, well, how could you write a business plan and sell somebody with money on that? Could you get a loan? Have you even looked into getting a loan? Like, there's
Yeah.
ways to get money, there's ways to do things, and there's ways to start businesses that don't cost a lot of money, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
So if you really wanted to, and like, you could do it. You just, some people take action, some don't. There's no right or wrong way to live your life, but if you're complaining and you have all these other ideas, like, go fucking try. Go fail. Who cares?
Yeah, I like that. What do you think of the term intrapreneur? Like you
I
work
love
in
it.
the business, but you still try to make moves within that business, or like you still
I love it.
being,
And
yeah.
you can become far more successful being an entrepreneur for a good company than a lot of people will be entrepreneurs for themselves. Like, I would only hire entrepreneurs if I could. Like,
Oh.
those are the people you want. Like, I want you to be super successful, and I just want you to do it with me, not out on your own,
Yeah,
I
that's how I feel at not at work, but just like thinking like big picture. Like, yeah, I always want to still have like some sort of like marketing side hustle or whatever, but I think just being an entrepreneur versus entrepreneur, I think I'd be better at being an entrepreneur because there's just some stuff that I don't excel at or want or I'm not interested in.
yeah, no, I there's this right now in society, there's this golden dream of like everybody can be an entrepreneur and you should chase your dreams and do it. That's bullshit. You don't need to do that. You could work for a fucking great company. It's all about providing the most value. And if
Mhm.
you can provide a shit ton of value to the company you're working for, they're either going to reward you or go do that at a company that will reward you. And that's, I've always had dreams of starting my own firm, but before that, like, I was basically an entrepreneur at my old company. But
Mhm.
what happened was they, the way I felt like things should get ran were not in alignment with what upper management and what my bosses were wanting to do. And so I basically said, well, I could go try to fight these battles at a different company, and maybe they're better, maybe they're not. They're probably not going to be much better. I'm still probably going to get pissed off about things. So I'm gonna go try it on my own. I can always go back to working for a company. So that was kind of my thought process. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. I
Yeah.
I bet there's millions and millions of entrepreneurs in America that will probably make more money than I will, you
Oh,
know?
that's true. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause there was one. I think it was Ty Lopez was talking about that some, but then Gary V was saying like he's the one that really got me thinking more a few years ago. But he was saying like um I think he was doing a talk, and he's like, how many of you guys own your own business? So everyone raise their hand, and he's like, the number 12 person at Google makes more than you do. For like makes more than it's like you don't. Everyone wants to be the number one, but you might be a better number two or three, four, five, six, seven type thing. It's like, oh yeah, that's true.
Well, to your point, like I've kind of spoken about it on a monetary level, but like what you said, what do you like doing? If you're
Mhm.
really good at doing something and you're doing what you like, why start your own business where you have to do a bunch of shit you don't like to do?
Yeah, just
You
to say
like
that you do
right,
it.
just to say I have my own business or it's like yeah, it's cool and I take pride in having my own business, but it's not if I truly hated like my day to day, I would be totally fine going back to a different job. Like I tried it, didn't like it, I'm doing something else. Like there's nothing wrong with that, you
Hmm.
know? Yeah, I think people just need to really focus on what they enjoy doing and do more of that.
Isn't that
Like,
so crazy to say?
yeah, yeah, that's it. It's so simple. It's so simple. And
Yeah.
if you can make more money by providing more value to a business within the business, like I would recommend I would recommend entrepreneurship to probably 95% of people.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's because entrepreneurship is hard and it takes a lot of the I guess quote unquote joy out of what you're like
Hmm.
why you kind of left, right? If you're leaving because you want to do this, like there's so much other stuff that goes along with it. If you love marketing and working with people and most of your day is probably not going to just be marketing and working with people. It's going to be, yeah, you're dealing with people, but you're dealing with problems. You're dealing with issues. You're not dealing with like the fun side of working with people, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
have to
And just
learn it. Yeah,
yeah.
it's so, yeah, man, that's cool. I think, I think that's the route most people should go. Um, I mean, if you're dying to be an entrepreneur, like try it. You'll learn a lot, but you have to do it out of the right reasons, I guess.
Yeah. To just yeah. Just knowing myself too, because when I was in AM at the dispensaries, like it was, I wasn't. Well, I just people liked when I was there closing the store because we'd have fun and things, but I hated to like discipline people. And if someone was like, hey man, do you mind if I leave early? I gotta leave. Be like, all right, get out of here.
Yeah,
Fog out on the floor. I was just too like I was buddies with everyone.
yeah,
With
yeah.
and,
It's
and,
and you can do that as a business owner, but you have to be so far removed. Like that's hard to do when you're building the business, like from
yeah.
scratch, you know? You need to have already people in place that are doing the discipline, doing the managing, right? And
Yeah.
when you first start, like you can't afford that unless you take
Right.
out some big crazy loan, but most people don't do that. Like if you're opening your own dispensary, let's say you've got a big loan, well a lot of that went to finding the building, inventory, and just your minimal hires, right? Like if you open a
Hmm.
dispensary tomorrow, you're probably in that store every day, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Doing sales and all of that. And like it hurts when someone walks out the door because they're sick or they can't show up, and now you're understaffed or they quit or they steal product, and like you have all this shit that's like, I just wanted to sell weed to people and hang out. And then I started this dispensary, and now all I deal is with juvenile shit and stressing about money and not having enough inventory. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that people don't think. And like, you could probably get there, but you have to have such an infrastructure in place with personnel that like that takes years and years to get there. It's fine, but
Yeah.
so
Like I I feel for like the average, if you told them that, oh, if I do this engineering business, then luckily it was sweet. We just built this new house. I feel like they'd be like, huh. So his story was he worked at this farm, created his own thing, made some calls. Oh, he got some clients, and everything went well, and then he got this house. Like,
yeah.
must be so easy. Like just that whole thing, like, oh man, must be nice. He had his own business. He's probably just out there just hanging out, just chilling
uh,
out.
the must be nice people, dude. The must be nice people. It drives you fucking up the wall, dude. And like, I get that, and I don't even have like anything crazy. Like, yeah, we built a nice house, but it's not like it's not big. It's not super big. We're not on 40 acres. Like, it's nice house that just happens to cost a lot out here in Colorado.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
you get
wild because
to
like I know like how hard you work and have how hard you've worked since like college and things,
yeah,
and someone you bump into once be like, oh, must be nice. Like
dude. I
that
know
has to be
that
infuriating.
they don't. Everybody works hard, right? And like, there's a lot of people that work a lot harder than me, but I didn't want to leave anything to chance, right? It was like you kind of see this steps and progressions, and to your point of being an entrepreneur, like that's what I was. I Most of my clients that I have now and my connections and all that, like I've been building this for 6 years, and it's so I basically had my own business for 4 or 5 years under a different company,
Yeah.
right? And then you just branch off and start your own. So it wasn't like I came up with some novel new idea and started from scratch. It's like I worked for years. You know, I'm a little over a year and a half with Inspire Engineering, but my own personal brand building business has been 6 years, seven
Yeah.
years, or whatever it is, you know, and yeah, a lot of late nights, a lot of coming through for clients when I don't really want to, making sacrifices. Um, but trying to live my life as well, right? Like I don't want to. I'm not one of those people that's gonna sacrifice their entire life for what their future might look like 10 years down the road.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like again, that's also finding a balance on the financial side of things, right? Should we
Yeah.
have built this house? Probably not, right? It would have made more sense. Like, save your money, like, keep
Right.
building, growing. And it's like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, can we
Mm-hmm.
afford it? Yeah. All right, let's fucking do it. Right. And same thing, you know, I wish I need to do a better job of taking vacations and stuff like that. That's something I still struggle with. But yeah, just trying to take advantage of the moments and finding balance, right? If I'm stressed about work or I got stuff to do, like go into the office for 2 or 3 hours in the morning and then just come home and be present and do whatever for the rest of the day, like with your
Mm-hmm.
family. You know, so like you don't, it's not all or nothing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's been good, man. It's been good. So yeah, keep being an entrepreneur. Keep
Yeah.
pushing it.
Yeah,
It's
and man,
also,
man, and the place I love, or the place I work, people there's like the 10-year wall, 20, then 30 plus, and people have been there for years. Like they just stay there, and it's probably 50-ish employees, and it's just such a good vibe and stuff,
that's
man.
awesome. Yeah.
Like the top guy Tom, I'll go into his office sometimes and just talk about like uh the MCU or movies or just whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have happy hour stuff, and it's just a good place.
But you're also, but like, you're doing your job, but you're also providing more value to them, right? Like bringing
Oh
marketing ideas, asking questions, like doing other stuff, like being your own personality out on job sites. Like I bet you work with a lot of people that most people don't know that are like, you go to construction sites and people probably like, yeah, Jesse's dropping shit off today. You know what I mean?
no, yeah, not even to like call brag
Like
a
not
little
even,
bit, but I do get a lot of like, hey, or the salesman will be like, hey, I hear you're doing a good job, or
that's
like here
awesome.
at this place, and then at work, so there's like the main shop, which is like all the offices, our storefront where you can buy like some things and place orders, and then our big warehouse, and then we have another warehouse like or another studio with like our bath and lighting a studio, and I just make the rounds and just go in and talk to people um, whenever we have our like company meetings, we break off into groups, and sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who's responding to questions than
Yeah.
like the whole thing, and the mostly crack jokes, and
But
yeah.
that's good. Like you're
It feels like a sitcom kind of point, like yeah, I'm crushing, and like the
like the office, like the office. But in a way, so people don't always approach, if they're not working like a corporate job, quote unquote, they're not approaching their job as like their own business. Like you are your own business in every
hmm
job you do. Like if you approach it that way and you're not out there being phony, like that'd be super hard to do for years, to just be super
hmm
phony, like that kind of guy. You with me?
Hang on.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You back?
Yep. 1 sec. I just put my phone was on 1%.
Oh shit.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. I'll recap what I was saying. So, yeah, you need to approach your job like it's your own business, right?
hmm
And be yourself, meet relationships because you never know what those relationships are going to be down the road. You could still be working for this company. You could have a different company. Maybe you decide to go off and start your own marketing company, right?
hmm
Well, you just have now your Rolodex of people is huge. And it's all because you were authentically you. You treated people with respect. You worked hard at your job. And where people struggle is they're like, man, I've worked really hard at my job for the last year and a half and I've only gotten one raise and I haven't even gotten promoted. I feel like I should be managing these people. And it's
Oh,
like you haven't even gone above and beyond your job. You've just done your job. You've done the
yeah.
bare minimum you show up with a bad attitude most days. Why would they promote? You know what I mean? It's like
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have to, like, 1 year of working for somebody
Dude.
is nothing. It's
Yeah.
nothing. Like, you have to put in the time. Like, and there's things you can do to speed that up, but no, I'm happy you found a great company, dude, that seems to value their employees and treat everybody well. Like, that is hard to find, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Then I definitely treat like my job like it is a business. But like
Yeah.
I always think of I said this in the interview too. Think of Kobe and LeBron and Tom Brady. If they were doing my job, what would that look like?
Dude, I'm so
So
glad you said that's a perfect.
yeah, so I just do extra stuff to take notes, to make sure all my orders are right, and just so I'm always locked in. And that's like the most important thing is the route. And then if I'm back to nothing else to do, like I'll chill. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
and and I'm always like fun and relaxing to going. I try even while like I'm grinding. You know what I mean? And it's like you can do both.
People don't think you can be both. It's like you got to be the goofball that gets nothing done, or like you're the hard worker who never has fun.
Yeah,
It's like
yo,
that's not what it is, but there's a time and place. Like, you got to get your shit done, but like some people can't talk and work at the same time. You know, it's like they got to be standing around a water cooler or something, and it's like, you know, you can like carry shit in and move stuff like while you're talking. You know, you can do that,
yeah.
right? It's funny because I'm out on a lot of job sites too, and it's there's a there's a video that I've seen going around multiple times, but it's like a Mexican crew, right? That construction crew. I think they're bringing in like drywall sheets into a house or something, and the guy is. I think the memes on it are like the one guy in the group that never shows up but takes credit at the end of the assignment for the A. And it's two guys carrying drywall, and he's just kind of like on the side, like not even touching it, just like walking next to it. It's so funny. I'm like, there's so many of those guys out on job
Yeah.
sites, and they crack you up. But yeah, it's funny, man. Construction sites are a different world.
Oh,
I'll bring I'll bring Ash out to jobs with me, and she's like, "What is going on?" There's like white dudes listening to like hardcore rap, and then Mexican crews listening to just Spanish music, and they're all yelling at each other in like broken English, Spanglish, and you got guys like laying in any sort of little shade they can get, and it's
yeah.
it's such a
People up
scene
on
out there.
roofs, like smoking cigs, just doing all this crazy shit. Like Jesus Christ.
You got Mexicans running on foundation wall forms. Like, if for people that don't know, a foundation wall form is like 2 inches wide on top on each side with 8 inches in the middle with rebar sticking up, and you have like 10 to 12 foot drop offs on either side, and they just fucking scamper
Yes.
around this thing like it's nothing. I'm up there like on all fours, like trembling. Sucks. Yeah, man. They're a different breed. Different breed.
Yeah, some of those jobs, like I'm like, that's work. Like
Yeah.
people build roads and it just looks so hot. They stand next to the little machine just pushing fucking asphalt. I'm like, geez.
Oh, the asphalt jobs, dude, look like the worst. And it stinks. And they're all wearing like jeans and long sleeves next to a furnace in the sun, walking on black pavement. Like, that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I was like, whew, that's
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
But shit, shout out to them because it's got to be done.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people that just hold the stop sign and shit.
Dude, do you know they make a fucking killing if they're working on a federal like highway job? They
No, I
make
didn't.
They make a insane amount of money for what they're doing.
Dude, and that makes me it make me happy because if they weren't there, the detours you couldn't go where you need to go. You know what I mean?
Now, that is a job that robots could take over.
Oh shit! Yeah, that
Like
that's a great one.
I'm not a big fan of like this whole like robotics movement because it is taking away people's jobs that like manufacturing plants. Like I do think that that kind of sucks. I get it, but it sucks. But like that one, like that dude's just holding a sign and like he's just holding a sign.
I know. Like I'm like, man, it's not that does not take a lot of skill, but thank you for doing it.
I
but true,
but
it could just be the sign could just be a robot that just
so I want to say all this, but also that might be one of the hardest jobs to do.
oh
I could
dude,
not stand there all fucking day and just
yeah, I'm
and
just like
I wave at those guys every single time.
oh yeah, I'll give
Do
them a hey.
you do too?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, got to.
Also, shout out to the sign twirlers. Those
Oh,
guys, I don't know how much money they make, but they fucking love it. Like, I
yeah.
don't know what kind of drugs they're on when they're doing that shit, but man, they are living. They are
Yeah,
living.
probably not edible. That would imagine. Well, yeah. That seems like a weed job. But I feel like
Yeah.
everyone who's fucked up is more doing the signs.
Yeah, if they're like fucked up. Yeah.
Mm, like you're under those type
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. So I think, you know, to wrap up what my point of my dilemma I'm in is I hate that I love stress so much. Like I
mm,
thrive in it and I fucking hate that I thrive in it sometimes. Because
yeah.
I feel like I need it to like
Oh
go
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
and I'm not good at just like being content in the moment.
Mm.
And it's hard to like that I can't understand like the whole like work life balance. Like I don't think I could do that. So
Oh,
like my balance is like skewed for sure. And
yeah.
I also have this fear that I'll build the business and then I'll regret it later. But then I also would fear that I would regret it the other way too. So
Oh.
I guess like I'm just venting that I don't have any answers. So I'm just gonna keep going.
I don't know. That's fair, and I feel like you won't regret it. I feel like the work life balance thing doesn't mean a 50-50 split. It's what works for you. Like some people are a 60-40, uh,
Yeah.
80-20, like
Right.
it's just what works in your situation. It's that work and life is balanced, but not necessarily at a 50-50, if that makes sense.
No, I think that makes sense, but what if you get 10 years down the road and you're like, man, that 60-40 wasn't worth it. I should have been closer to 50-50 or you know what I mean? And it's like that's always hindsight and you can
Yeah.
beat yourself up throughout the rest of your life for that shit, but and I try not to think about things like that, but it does sneak into your head a little bit like, man, like when I've had
All right, I'm so sorry. Continue.
cuz I've had like and it's usually when I go through these stretches like, oh Jesus.
It's fucking cod. All right. Yeah, there we go.
No, it's usually when I've had stretches of like being really busy at work for like a couple weeks on end,
Mm-hmm.
without a real break, then I start like questioning it a little bit. But like
Oh yeah. Well,
I need it and I love it, but I'm also like, is it am I gonna miss? it's the hard part about building a business with a young family too.
Hmm.
Um, because you'll never get these years back. But then also, if I don't take advantage of like my younger years, like, am I too late in the like? You're never really too late in the game. You know, there's always
Hmm.
tons of examples of people that were successful later in
Yeah,
life,
it's.
but you know, I don't know. Those are the unclear thoughts that I've been having
I
recently.
I feel like just the fact that you're aware of this situation and it stresses you out means that you're not going to have these regrets because you're worried about having these regrets. And
That's true. That's a good point.
I'd say too, I feel like at the end of everyone's life, you can never spend enough time with your loved ones, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like build a business and stuff and just stay home with them all the time.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're so concerned about spending enough time with them, you're gonna spend enough time with them. I feel like.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because sometimes Katrina's like, I just want to be a good mom. I just want to like be good that Leon feels like he's loved and safe. And I'm like, the fact that you are so worried about this means it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's
You
true.
know what I mean? Like, because you're just going to because you
Yeah.
want to. It's going to happen.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, it's showing that that priority's still there. Like if you didn't
Mhm.
care,
You wouldn't even think about it, and then in
yeah.
10 years, oh shit.
Wow. Yeah, I missed out a lot. Yeah, and like that's a big priority for me too is, I want to be around when they're younger, but I also want to build the business to the point of where I've got systems in place as quickly as possible that when they start to get busier with activities, like
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'm still working the same hours but different hours, but like I don't have to be like I can go to their sporting event at 2:30 or I can go,
Hmm.
I'm not beholden to my desk at like 8 to 5. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Hmm. And it's just the trade off there too, which I don't think there's a winner. Like if there's someone who works a 9 to 5 and they were able to go to all their kids' sports games, then they do one vacation a year, and then there's this other guy who feels he owns his own business. He makes it to 75% of the games, but they go on two to 4 big trips a year that their kids just look forward to the whole time.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's not a winner in those. You know what I mean? Like they're both good.
Yeah. And I always try to make it a point. I'm not always successful, but try to make it a point of when I'm here, I'm here. Like I'm playing with them, right? Like I'm not there's times where I'll be like, "Hey, I got to go work for an hour and I'll go to the office," right? But I'm not
Mm-hmm.
like sitting there in front of them ignoring them and working
Yeah.
the whole kind of half working, kind of half with them. Like if I'm working, I'm working, and I'm when I'm with them, I'm with them, you know. And I kind of want to introduce them into like the entrepreneur life, right? Whether they start their own business or they go become successful at a different company, right? Like showing them the work ethic and responsibility components and that kind of stuff, I feel like is good. Those are some of the character traits that I'm trying to instill in them. Not like, oh, it's my job. It's just a job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
something you have to do in order to live in life. It's like, no, it's you should enjoy it. You should take pride in what you do. You should want to work. Like you should like
Mm-hmm.
that's part of your life. It's not a work to live like and you're not necessarily living to work, but it's just your life. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
who you are, it's what you do. There's a purpose and like the other day, this was a proud dad moment. Um, I asked Frankie, I picked her up from school. We were driving home. I was like, "What do you want to do when you get older?" I ask her this all the time. I always get random answers. Um, but she was like, "I want to work with you. I want to build houses for people and do
No,
that stuff." And I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like, I would love to have my family involved in the business, right? And if they don't like it, like they don't like it, there's no sweat. I'm not like my kids have to take over my business or I'm gonna be disappointed. Like I don't give a shit. But if they want to, that'd be fucking sweet,
no,
And
right?
so that was a cool, proud dad moment. That made me feel good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just yeah. I mean, shit,
I appreciate those thoughts though. That it
stressful.
definitely helped shift perspective for sure.
Oh yeah, man, for sure, man. I gotcha.
That's why I like this podcast, dude.
Yes, sir.
Who needs a therapy session when you got good friends, you know?
Right, exactly, 100%. Yeah, yeah, and I'm excited just to try these tweaks out and just see how everything works.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you have to let me know how it goes. And I think, to your point of trying to optimize and schedule in like your weeks,
Hmm.
I think there's this pressure to like I gotta get a perfect routine and then stick to it forever. It's like it's going to change all the time,
Yeah,
right? And so like you said, right, making 5% tweaks, small changes, not trying to like overhaul your entire life. Like
yeah.
keep doing what's working well and just add in some of the stuff you're wishing you were doing better at, you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, that's kind of all I got for
It's
tonight. I do have some two other just notes, but they are so unrelated, and
perfect.
one have to do with some sort of weekly bets during the NFL season. So that would be perfect for next week, because
Yeah, I like
and
that.
just dive into that more. And then I have some thoughts on how they could make church more fun, and I might go.
Dude, that's so weird. So Ash and I, it's 4th of July, we were hanging out with some friends. They go to church all the time. And like a lot of people they had at their barbecue, they had just like this, they've got a farm and it was
Hmm.
just this big party with all their friends. Everybody was super nice and awesome. Like it was all good conversations. They all go to church. They're all like religious, but there wasn't a lot of God
That
talk,
thing you, yeah, yeah, like,
And so it was like it was just a community, right? Which felt
hmm
good to be a part of. And I think it was the first time both Ash and I, because she's never really gone to church, and I've always been off-putting with it. It was kind of the first time we were like, should we like start going like with these guys more, And I don't know if we will because we're so busy right now, but yeah, it was just that's funny that you brought that up.
All right, word, nice, yeah, yeah. Let's dive into that too, cause I got it a lot.
Yeah. So like a black church.
No, just they should have. I mean, they have those, but they should just have beer and something to eat, or like mimosas.
Yeah, let's. Well, they do wine.
But
Just kidding.
fair, fair. That is.
they
Hey,
got
can I get
they
another?
got wine and crackers. Do where do you want? Throw a little cheese in there, maybe a little charcuterie board.
And they need to change the day, but those are the two big ones.
Yeah, yeah, we can dive into that more next week. That's funny.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
yeah. This
I
was
like that.
a good one.
This was a good one. I liked it.
Sorry.
Oh, another off-topic thing that I saw. We can get into a little bit more of the government stuff. Did you see Mark Zuckerberg put out a letter basically saying like we were getting pressured by the Biden Harris administration and the FBI to censor certain things over other things? And
Like recently?
Like today, he put it out.
Oh no, I'm gonna write that down though. Mark Z.
Yeah, and
Wow.
RFK dropped out and is backing Trump. The the one thing I didn't know with that, and we can wrap up whatever, but he removed himself from the ballots in like only certain states. I didn't
Hmm.
know that he could do that. So like any states that were battleground states for Trump to win, he
Yeah.
basically is taking himself off the ballot so that hoping that the majority of his voters will vote for Trump instead of Harris and try to
That's
like swing the percentage.
okay. Yeah, we need to put a pin in that because I have so much to just so many questions and stuff about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that that was possible. So yeah, I saw that.
Well,
Yeah, man.
shit, I already got five. Wait, no, let's see, like five top topics for next week already.
We'll be good.
Turn up, hell yeah. Well,
Love it.
I'm gonna go throw on this laundry, pivot to this computer, and do some editing.
Yes, love it. Love it. I'm gonna shower and go to bed.
Nice, get it, get
Yeah,
those Z's.
got to.
All right, peace, man. I love ya.
Later, brother. Love you too.
All right, peace.